He said it was a good conversation, but not one that's going to ultimately lead to immediate peace. Now, of course, this was it was not known that they were going to have this call, but does come after the two leaders did speak by phone last month, and it contributed to what was really mounting frustration from this White House when it comes to really stalled progress towards reaching a ceasefire. Here, we're going to be watching how this really escalates as President Trump does confirm that Vladimir Putin has those plans to retaliate after we really saw that surprise drone attack by Ukraine that went so deep into Russian territory. It hit areas as far as Siberia. Now, we should say that earlier today, Vladimir Putin did come out and he dismissed the idea of meeting face-to-face with his Ukrainian counterpart, something that Ukraine says ultimately needs to happen if there is going to be progress when it comes to these talks. It also comes against a broader backdrop of a Bloomberg news scoop earlier this morning that the U.S. does not have plans to provide air defenses to back a reassurance force that would comprised of the United Kingdom and France that has been trying to convince the United States to give some firmer security guarantees moving forward here that would back any potential deal. So we're going to be watching closely how this ultimately ends up developing, because as you well know, the U.S. has gone to Russia before with a potential plan that could even see freezing the the battlefield lines where they were, but that hasn't been enough to move the needle in really a significant way as of yet.
Well, and Tyler, as we consider the implications for what this means in terms of Russia's behavior in negotiations over the war in Ukraine, it seems President Trump is also suggesting that Russia will have a role to play in separate negotiations with Iran.
Right, exactly. And that's going to be a really interesting one to follow here, too. As we know, this really is a priority for this White House to ultimately try to make some kind of progress here. I believe that the fifth round of talks just concluded, and we're seeing Oman really be a mediator in these talks. But details haven't really emerged, including how a potential deal would differ from the JCPOA, which the U.S. pulled out of under the first Trump administration.